What is the difference between CV optimization and lying? I know lots of people have heard about CV optimization, and a lot of people have taken this to the next level by lying and putting things that are not things that they know nothing about or have never done on their resume. So in today's video, we'll be talking about CV optimization, practical examples of people that have lied and some of the consequences that comes with that, and how best to actually go about optimizing your CV. And also in this video, there's a giveaway somewhere, so just come with me. Let's discuss CV optimization, resume optimization. I wouldn't say in Canada because resume is used, all over the world. So wherever it is you're watching me from, you can pick a thing or two from this video. Thank you for watching yet another video on this channel. This is Moments with D. Please like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, ask your questions, and let's just make this an interactive session. Without so much talk, let us go. Most people, when you hear resume optimization, CV optimization, a lot of people just think that, it's just about putting things that they've not done on their CV or creative line, right? That is not what CV optimization or resume optimization is about. It is strategically speaking to your work experience in a way that addresses the job description and the solutions that the organization that is looking for, that the organization that put out that position is looking at. Basically, it is you speaking to what that organization is looking for with your resume. Your resume is the first point of contact that an hiring manager and organization have about you. And it is from your resume that they can determine if you have the capacity to deliver, on that role or on that job that they are posting out there. Now, resume optimization is not magic, right? And the fact that you have the best of resumes does not mean that, you are still going to get the job. Sadly though, but that's the truth. And this is because of a lot of things that I've spoken to even in my previous video. You might also want to look at that. There is the bit of the Canadian experience or the UK experience, or depending on whatever, country you are in. There is the bit where there is already like an internal recruitment that is going on, and they are just not, the external recruitment is just formalities. So there are lots of things, office politics, soft skills, lots of other things that can also mean that even though your CV is optimized, like, speak and span, you might still not get that job. But what resume optimization does is that you even see from, the feedback you get, you will see from the number of calls you get, the number of interviews you have scheduled, that shows that, something is going right with your resume. Another thing that I also want to call out before we go deep into resume optimization is also the fact that resume optimization is one step in the ladder of you getting a job. So that you have the best of resumes, you have put it together, you have, done everything you need to do. Your first call or your first interview, whether it's HR call, whether it's with the hiring manager, has to be A1 as well. Like, it has to stand out, because that is what will determine if they'll proceed with you, if you will go all the way, or they'll just drop you along the line. So when your resume is speaking and saying, oh, you did this, you did that, and you're ticking all the right boxes, when they call you as well, you should sound better than your resume. Your resume has put your foot in the door. You should sound as good and even better than that your resume, because that's what we mean that, oh, this person and this resume, we can marry them together. I have seen interviews, I've been in interview rooms that you get a resume, you call them for interviews, and you are wondering, this person and this resume, they are not the same thing. So you also want to look at that. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's speak to the core of the matter, resume optimization. I'm not sure if this video will be long. If it will be long, I'll just split it into two parts, but if not, sit back, just enjoy. I also just want to ensure that I'm not rushing things, and I am walking you through all the processes as it should be. I am not a talent acquisition manager or work for a recruitment organization or whatnot. I am speaking to, what I've done over the years and as work, and I would say, I can advise in that regard. So I'm not giving you like professional advice. I'm not saying take it to the bank and all that bit, but I've done it for a lot of my friends, a lot of other people, and it has worked for them. And I just thought to put this out there. So you also want to ensure that you add your own touch to your resume. You also want to ensure that you are just not taking it blank and then just going ahead. You also want to like add your touch, add your own tweak, add your own magic to it. And trust me, everyone has that magic. So first thing with resume optimization I want to speak to is the ATS. I'm sure a lot of you probably in even some ads that you've seen about optimize your resume here. We can help you get a job. We can help you optimize your resume. You've seen ATS. What is ATS? ATS is applicant tracking system, and most recruiters, most organizations, they use it to filter the resumes that they get. From my previous video, you can see how we've spoken to the numbers of resumes that some of these organizations get, particularly in Canada. The job market is, it's going through a lot. So sometimes before you even see the post or the job application, the job post, you would have seen 100 applicants and everything for some job that they want to employ only one person. So you can imagine, the rigor it would take for the recruitment team or the hiring managers to go through the CV. So sometimes, or most times, they actually use the ATS system. The ATS is a software that is used by organizations or recruiters to filter through resumes. So with the ATS, the company, the hiring team would have sent, loads of things that they really want, that stands out to them, things that they are really looking at in the right candidate for that role. They send it to maybe the hiring manager or the recruiting organization or something. So they key those things into a software. So you as an applicant that want to stand out, this is where you want to pitch your things. This is where you want to ensure that you have these things on lockdown and they will help you stand out. Now, one of the things that ATS use in filtering is keywords. Keywords can range from a lot of things. So that is some of the things that I'll be focusing on in this video. And then we can now look at how to now use the AI to then, add to this optimization that you already have done to get you the best resume out there. Now, the very first thing you want to do is keyword optimization. In any resume optimization that you are working on, one thing you want to focus on is the job description. I tell you, that job description is the inroad, is like the expo, is like the insights that the organization has given to you about this role that you're applying for. From the job description, you will see the organization, you can research their mission, their vision, you can see the job description, possible job description that you'll be performing on that role. So these kind of things were already they are the things that should inform what you put out there. Sometimes you already put the department you'll be working in, the person you'll be reporting to. You want to try and dig out as many information because they are the things that just helps you to position rightly for the role. From all of this, I'm going to be walking you from the top of a CV to the very bottom so that way we are I'm covering everything. The very first thing I see from lots of resumes is that some people, funnily enough, this is 2025, but some people still have their personal information on their resume. Please take this out. If you still have your date of birth, your local government, your gender, and all those things on your resume, take it out. What you want to have on your resume is your full name. Add that on your resume. Your location. Add that on your resume. The reason why you need your location is that there are lots of jobs that are location specific. Now, probably you're in Nigeria, like I advised in my previous video, to start looking for a job before you come into Canada, because of everything that's happening with the job market, and you want to start looking for a job. You want to have an address in Canada. You want to put that you have a place in Canada. You want to put Canada as your location address. Yes, I have done. Prior to my coming to Canada, I applied for jobs in Canada, but I didn't put Canada as my location. But then maybe the job market was not this crazy, or the organization just don't have that as their key, as key to them. But you don't want them to throw you out because they don't know your right to work in Canada, or they are not even sure if you'll be able to enter Canada by the time they want you in Canada. Like this some of the interviews I did before coming, the first call was even expressly like asked, okay, what's my right to work in Canada, or how soon am I looking to come to Canada, and something like that. But sometimes the HR might not have that they might not have that time. So you want to ensure that your location speaks to where you're looking for a job. And even if you're already in Canada, right, and you're watching this video, you're looking at you're in Saskatchewan, you are applying for a job in Ontario. Some organizations might not mind, employing you in Saskatchewan. Maybe they even have a remote role. Maybe they're hoping that when you do, you will come down. But some organizations might mind. For instance, let's say you're applying to Ontario Teachers Association, for instance. I don't know if that organization exists, but I just use that. Because it is Ontario, they will pay you with taxpayers' money and all that. But they would rather want someone that is in Ontario, that will pay their taxes in Ontario, as against someone that is outside of Ontario. So that might mean that you will need to even put your city as well, aside just saying I'm in Canada. So your location is very important, which is your address. Sometimes a lot of people have their full address written on it, and sometimes some people just put the city, the province in case of Canada, and then the country. Let's say you're looking for a job in Ontario, you might want to put like maybe Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. Some people state it like that. Some put the exact, like the street address and everything, and they put it on their resume. You want to have your full name, like I said, your address or your location, then your contact information, which is your email and your phone number. If you are still outside of Canada, you might want to use your phone number that you had there. But when I was outside Canada, what I did was there was this app. I'll put the app on the screen. There was this app that I used to get a Canadian number. I think I paid like £4 or something, and they gave me a Canadian number. So whenever they call me, the app will ring and I'll be able to pick it up. That was what I used. But I'm sure there are lots of maybe other innovations right now. But in case you just want to have like an email or a contact phone number that they can reach you on. And lastly, maybe your LinkedIn profile or a link to your portfolio. Now, what is a portfolio? A portfolio is just showing, the work that you've done, like great works that you've done in your portfolio. You don't want to just put anyhow job. You want to put a job that you're really proud of, that you're going to be happy for someone to see and would further, help them to make a decision as to why they should go with you. So some people, you're a software developer, you're a graphics designer, you're a project manager, you're a data analyst. That link to your Tableau, you want to, add that your Tableau public. You want to have that link in the portfolio, and just so that they see some of the data you've analyzed, they see some of the work you've done. And so some people want to have that in their CV as well. You just have that maybe close to your LinkedIn profile or something. And speaking to LinkedIn profile, if you're also someone that is pivoting, or your years of experience, your work experience has not been kind of like straightforward, you might want to take that out. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but you have worked as a salesperson, then you worked as a customer service person, then maybe you worked as a security person, now you work as an accountant, and then you're applying for a project manager role. Or you now have some few project management experience, and now you're applying for like a project manager role. Now you have stated that you have 8 years professional experience. Yes, you have 8 years because you've been working 8 years professionally. But these 8 years, all of them, they did not kind of like align with project management. So you want to ensure that, you don't want, because some recruiters will take like that extra nod and go to your LinkedIn profile to see what your profile looks like. And if it is not straightforward, they might not consider you. So sometimes I advise that you take it out, because those experiences, they have transferable skills that you will still use in this role. Like I said, they are transferable. They are not dead. No knowledge is wasted. But because you don't want them to go and have a kind of opinion without you having a say in that their opinion, you might want to keep it to yourself. So that at interview, now, at your interview as a project manager, that time that you worked as salesperson, you'll be able to use that as a time that you've dealt with difficult stakeholders. That your accounting experience, you are applying into like a project manager in an accounting role, and you've been working with asset finance accounting people. Now that accounting will mean that you have knowledge from that place that you can transfer to here, and you will hit the ground running. Your security personnel role, can now work here now because you understand security breaches, you understand, how to, and all those things. You can bring those experiences into this your project management, and it will make sense. But you don't want them to have those opinions prior to them meeting you, because they might just decide like, this person has been everywhere. They don't know what they want yet. Maybe this is not the person we want. So if your years of experience has not really been all that, you might want to take that out of your LinkedIn profile, out of your resume. The next thing I'm going to be speaking to is formatting. Lots of people have called it different names these days. You hear UK resume, you hear Canada resume, and all that bit. Mainly, it is about formatting, right? And although, yeah, there might just be a few tweaks here and there, maybe what, a specific country would rather see first, but more importantly, format your resume accordingly. You see lots of people, you have like these very bold calibri fonts. That's what you use for your name and all that bit. Then you come back to the body, you are using an Time New Roman, or you're using like, have a consistent font and a consistent, size as well. So if you want maybe all your heading to be 14, for instance, ensure that all the headings in your resume is 14. And if you want the body to be like 10, ensure that all the body is 10 and they have consistent fonting. This is not the time to start practicing your Word document and see, oh, I've not used these bullet points before. I want to use this. I want this place to be blue and that place to be yellow. This is not the time to practice your Word document. So ensure that it is very, very consistent. You have consistent fonting all through your resume. Still on formatting is really you keeping your resume precise and concise. This is not the time to just go ahead and have a 10-page document that nobody's going to read. Really, we have already established that these people are busy and they won't go through a 10-page document. So even though you have like that 10 years, 15 years experience, you want to try to keep your resume within 1 or maximum 2-page documents. Now, this is why a lot of people, try to adopt this, putting a portfolio link in their resume. In fact, some people take it a notch higher and even put their elevator pitch in their resume. A portfolio is really like, a link that shows the work that you have done prior. So particularly if you are like maybe a project manager, a data analyst, graphic designer, web developer, that your Tableau public link, you might want to put that there to show data that you've analyzed before, Power BI that you have done before, some of the projects that you've done before, you might want to put that in that link. So, some people just put that after their, the address and everything, they put their LinkedIn and then they put that portfolio link as well in their resume, so that way your resume is really short and precise. But if the recruiter, has taken like keen interest and they want to see more of your work, then they go into that portfolio and they are seeing your work. Some even attach it to the email if they don't put the link as well. Basically, it is just a way of keep your resume short, but if they want to know more information, then that link will help them know more information. But don't go ahead and just put like those lengthy years of experience. Stick to the ones that speak specifically to the job that you're applying for. So if, for instance, you're applying in a financial institution and you've worked in in maybe one financial institution before, but that's not your current, your current place of employment, you might want to put that current place of employment, right? What you currently do, and then maybe just that experience with that financial institution as the next one. And then maybe in between or wherever it is those other ones fall in, you just list it, or you just put your achievements in those places rather than listing the roles and responsibilities that you do in those places that really doesn't speak to what you are trying to achieve here, right? And like I said before, and I'm saying again, I'm not saying you should throw your years of experience away. There's something called transferable skills, and these are the things that you can use to answer your questions in your interview, particularly when they are saying, okay, use a star approach and all that bits. If you want a video about that as well, just drop in the comments. I am going to do that. But basically, in your resume, they are not trying to, this is not your interview. This is not where you just go ahead and keep talking. You just want to keep it really concise, really precise, that speaks to the job description. Like I said, this job description is what gives you the insight into what the people are looking for and what the organization is looking for. So look at that job description and use it to like tailor all these things to suit what you're speaking to. at this point, you can agree with me that you can't use one resume to apply to all jobs, because see these specifics that speak to the organization and the job description. It won't work like that for every job description, right? So this is where that comes in. This is also where you can leverage your network. In all this, right, some organizations have like standard formats that they love. So if you've reached out to people on LinkedIn, or you know someone that works in the organization, particularly if they recently joined, you can ask them for the resume that they use the entering into the organization, so that way you can pattern your resume, the formatting, to that kind of format. Particularly, you know, some of the big tech companies and the like, they kind of have their own format. But if you can even reach out to people on LinkedIn, and if they respond to you, you can have them just, you know, quickly take a look at the resume for you. This is the time to leverage your network. Don't just, I don't want people to know that I'm looking for a job. Oh, I don't want, that doesn't work here. They can refer you. And if they are even going to refer you, that's them putting their own, you know, integrity on the line. So them referring you, they would even really be interested in looking at your resume and tell you, oh, this one really speaks to it, this one does not speak to it, and you can know what to take out. Speaking now, you know, working down your resume is your professional summary. I would call it like a strong elevator pitch. Like if you have to say something about yourself in the shortest form possible, what I think you will say, make it very actionable. Like, don't just go ahead and write stories. And some people's professional summary has like, you know, the 17 lines, and you don't want to have something like that. 4-5 lines, but that speaks really to exactly what that job is talking to. Problem solving. You want to show your soft skills. You want to show your technical competencies, and you want to show how these things tie directly to the company's mission, the team you are working with as well. So it's not just about saying, oh, I am a go-getter with 7 years experience as a business analyst, and you know, you're not really speaking to what they want to see. So you're applying for business analysis. Yes, you have 7 years experience. I'm a driven business analysis with proven 7 years experience in finance. In, you know, you want to say the departments you've worked with, managing various stakeholders, solving problems, bridging the gap between technical and non-technical. You want to show, so that looking at that job description, those are the things you are putting in your professional summary. Ensure that it is very short and very straight to the point. They just want to really be able to glance through really your resume and be like, oh, we want to call this person for an interview. Let it show you as a solution provider, as someone that takes initiative, and someone that, you know, that is very insightful and will be a great addition to the team. You want that. So you can use your elevator pitch, but then just tweak it here and there to make it like kind of, you know, shorter or much more precise. In case you don't know an elevator pitch, standard is just like an elevator pitch is really, if you happen to be found in the elevator with the person that wants to hire you, or with, you know, the MD of that company or something, and you have to sell yourself in 2 minutes. Really, that's what an elevator pitch. In fact, 2 minutes is too much. So if you have to sell yourself, what are the things that you will really say that make this person be like, oh, okay, come to my office, or oh, I want to hire you. So that is what your professional summary should really be about, right? Working down as well, some people always take out their soft skills. Soft skills is very key in an organization. Whether you are working remotely or you are working physically, that's why you observe that in an interview process, right? The cultural fit is often like the last stage of that interview. Whether they say they just call it interview with the MD or interview with the, you know, the group head or something, that person is not really looking at if you can deliver on the job again, because they believe that the people that have interviewed you before you got to them would have done all that. What they are trying to look out for is your soft skill. How do you relate? How are you able to fit into the team? Depending on what your job is about, you want to ensure that that soft skills is speaking. So you're a customer service person, right? And you're looking for a customer service role, or, you know, a role that you'll be interfacing with customers or with people. Your communication skills should be written, the excellent communication skill. Like, your skills and competence should stand out in your resume as well. So you're a problem solver, you're a project manager. Your problem solving skills should be, you know, should speak out. Your communication and personal skills should speak as well. So some of these skills you want to highlight, you want to like have like a skill session and put that there. Also, if you're also a technical person, you also want to list the kind of tools that you have worked with. So you're a data analyst, your Excel, your Tableau, your Power BI, you want those tools to also speak. Let them know that you can use this tool. You're a business analyst. Where is your Jira? Where is your Confluence, right? You want them to be able to say, no, I can use this tool. And sometimes in the job description as well, they've listed the tool that they want people to be able to use. So you also want to like list out those tools, like, yes, I know how to use Asana or whatever is the tool that they've listed that they want there. You want to be able to put that there. In fact, some people take a notch higher and even put proficiency level. Like some people will just put Excel, expert level, maybe Tableau, intermediate. Some people still go as far as like putting that out, but that is really not, like, for me, I would say it's really not necessary. But that too, you want to put that there as well, because some of these things are the things that they would have keyed into the ATS, or that the hiring manager is really looking out for. So when they scan through and they can't find Excel, they can't find Python, they can't find maybe your C++ or whatever, like, Java, whatever it is that speaks to the role that they put there, whether they put it as nice to have or necessary, look at it. And when you look at it and you see these things, you want to ensure that your CV also speaks to them. So when you hear keyword optimization, again, it's not just about, put keywords, so to speak. It's about some of these things that would have started from the beginning of your CV to the point of you now getting to like the experience section. Now that we have gotten to this experience section now, this is the place where you want your keywords to shine, but you don't want them plastered all over your CV. The advice here as well, in where you're stating your professional summary, is that you want to start from your most recent job, working it back. Some people will go 2009 job is the first one to go and talk about, where they did job that maybe might not even necessarily speak to what they are doing right now. We want to know what you are doing now. Whether it is volunteering, internship, something, what are you doing now? That's what we want to see first. So in your professional summary section, you want to put this. Now, another thing lots of people do is they just go on Google or so-called AI that they say they are using. They just go on there, and the next thing is you're just copying job description. What is job description of a customer service person or of a project manager? You just carry roles and responsibility, paste it on your resume. No. Sincerely, that's not what you want to do here. The job or the roles, the responsibilities that you actually did, you want to have that here. Now, you don't want to also sound passive. Even though you are applying for maybe a junior project manager role, you also don't want to sound passive all through your, I did everything, my line manager, I helped with this one, I helped with that one, I helped with this one. No. You also want to sound like someone that takes initiative. You want to sound like a doer, and not a robot that they just say go and do, and then that's all you did, right? So you want to ensure that these are the things that you put there. You don't have to list 17 jobs or 17 responsibilities in your per section to show that even if you want to list just 5, look at the job description. Pick the 5 key ones that you want to talk, and that's the ones you should list as your roles and responsibility. Then go ahead, please. Don't omit your achievements. Per roles that you've worked in, you are a salesperson. You collected staff of the year. This is where to put it. You collected staff of the month. This is where to put it as an achievement. And you collaborated with other team. Even though, like, maybe in your sales or in your customer service role, you did cleaning. Now, this department in the job description, they are not looking for someone that will do cleaning. They want you to be customer focused. You can put that one as customer focused. But in your collaboration, when you are going to be talking, you cannot say you collaborate and even ensure that customers have good experience, and then you went ahead and even cleaned the space and everything. Bottom line is your achievements. Let it speak in your resume. So even if you want to list 10 things, you can list 5 and then put achievements. And how the achievement now went ahead to like help the organization and something like that. Still, that doesn't mean you should rojo. That doesn't mean you should talk too much. You still want to ensure that it is short, precise, and straight to the point, but you don't want to miss out your achievements. This is where to blow your horn. This is where to toot your horn. Like, your resume is talking about things that you have done. Why should I hire you? Literally, that is what your resume is speaking to. So this is where you want to loud it from the rooftop if need be, right? let your achievements sit on here. And like I've spoken to in the formatting as well, you don't want to list irrelevant years of experience under this point. You can just put their names right here from this year to this year, but you don't want to list irrelevant years of experience that does not speak to what that organization is looking out for. Now, I want to walk through the resume before I speak about how to use AI to then optimize this resume. So, having spoken to your professional experience and listing your achievements and how those achievements helped you to or help the organization, you also want to ensure that your certification speaks. Lots of people just want to put education, like official education. I mean school, in the confines of the school environment. This is not just that. So you finished school in 2009, for instance, whether it's your MBA or whatever, and we want to see that you are improving, so that your LinkedIn learning, that your Udemy courses, you want to put that here. As much as I also now said, speak to what you have been doing or your certification and everything, that doesn't mean that you should then go ahead and list certifications that does not align directly to the job. So let me give you an instance so you understand what I'm saying. Let's assume that you are a CFA charter, right? And then you are applying for project management role. Now, this project management role is in a construction firm. Putting CFA can just make the hiring manager or the team believe like this person has gone so far in finance. Why are we directing them back to construction? Why do we want to let's let this person go because this person is a finance person? So you might want to take out that CFA and maybe some construction this that you've done in Udemy, put those things. Year 2022, year 2025, put those ones. But let's say, for instance, the role you're applying for, right? You're going to be working with accounting team in your project management, right? You're going to be working with their accounting, their assets, finance, or something team, right? That your chartered accountancy, put it there. That your CFA, put it there. Like it shows that, okay, you have the knowledge, like you have the business knowledge, and you also have that technical project management knowledge. So when you are relating with the business, you'll be able to bring that to the fore. So you want to put your certifications, but you also want to ensure that those certifications kind of like have a way they tie to the job that you are applying to. Your certification is very, very key. If you speak other languages as well, they come in handy. Like if, for instance, if it's Canada, that's foreign language. If our French, right? In fact, it just kind of like puts you ahead. It gives you that edge, right? So you also want to put these things there. Working downwards as well, references. Now, most of the time, people just put it like available on request, or they just even take it out outrightly. When they want your references or when they are proceeding with you, they can request for those references. But if you feel like you want to put that there, well, you can go ahead and put that there. But most recent CVs I've seen, it's really not necessary. By the time you get to the point where we need those references, I trust me, they will ask you to provide your reference. Now, to the juicy part of it is how to use AI to optimize your resume. And it is at this point that I will also be doing 3 free resume optimization for 3 winners that will be picked at random from this video. And I will also be giving to 2 people my AI optimization ebook for free. All you have to do is follow, the account I'll be linking in the description of this video. Follow those accounts on social media. Post this video, the thumbnail and the link to this video on your story, and then drop a comment in the comment section of this video, and I will just be picking at random, and we'll just go ahead and help 3 people optimize their resume. Just walk through the resume together, tell you what to do and how to do them, and give 2 people my resume optimization ebook for free. Resume optimization ebook for free. The ebook is yet to actually, go on sale. It's going to be going on sale sometime soon, but you get, the first hand, you get that ebook for free. So, if you're interested, just go ahead, drop a comment, follow the account, and post this video on your story, and I'll be picking the winners at random. So let's get to AI, using AI to optimize your resume. One thing I've observed, right, is that lots of people, they treat AI like Google. AI is not Google. It's a thinking tool. And you want your AI to do the thinking for you. Now, if you use AI the way you know how to use AI and just give me resume for a project manager, I can tell you that your hiring manager can also say that to AI, and they will have a copy of your resume before you even send it in. Because they know what the AI will put it is more standard, right? Everybody knows that there's AI. So you don't want to just say, give me resume for this. No. You want the AI to do the thinking for you. And that's why you will see online or on social media these days, everybody's talking about AI prompts to use, AI prompts to use. Beyond, like, I will tell you, some prompts to actually use, but beyond prompts are more like somebody's thoughts. The thing that they've thought about and they are putting in the AI to think through for them. So one prompt that I often use, I'm going to say it, and I will give you the recipe that you need to optimize your resume with AI. You need your resume, you need the job description, and then your thinking cap. So let's have this prompt to say, hi ChatGPT, you act as the hiring manager for the below job description and curate the resume that will stand out for a perfect candidate that you will be willing to hire using the attached resume as a guide. So you go ahead, you attach your resume, you've put the job description, and then AI is going to now speak to, so the AI is the hiring manager, right? As you have said, you should think about. So they are looking at your resume and they are going to tweak it to suit that job description. So you can even put a prompt like, as the hiring manager for this role, you have a candidate with the attached resume. What are the reasons why this candidate is not perfect for this role? The ChatGPT will literally list what is wrong with that CV that you have, that your own CV. They will list it out for you. Then you can now marry both of them and say, okay, use this attached resume and make it perfect for this role. Something like that. Basically, it's just using ChatGPT to think, or using your AI to think through the process. They act as you, they act as recruiters, and one thing with using AI is they will keep giving you suggestions. They can tell you, should I also do this? Should I also do that? So it's not just about saying, okay, give me resume or give me roles and responsibility or no. When you use the AI to think through these things, you are really going to see, like, you will have the best of resume. So while you are using AI, you also want to call out that, okay, you should identify some of the things that they included in the resume that are not from the initial resume. They will highlight those things for you as well, because you don't want AI can put things that you have not done inside your resume. So when they highlight those things, then you will now take it. Everything that you have done with that AI, you will now take it and add your own touch to it. You are the one that did this role. You are the one that did the jobs. I tell you, there's still something that you will add to that resume that speaks to you and not AI, not machine, right? So you also want to add your own magic touch to your resume after you have put it on AI, and AI have helped you to remix and, match everything together and make it the best. So you also don't want to forget that part. And more importantly as well is review. See, when you are the one working on something, right, at times you just look at that, you will read what you have in mind and not what is written on your resume. You want to take a step away from everything, because AI can be wrong. You yourself can be wrong. So you want to take a step away from it. Maybe after you have worked on it and everything, you save it, you step away from some bit and come back and refresh it with review it with a fresh mind. Now you can see errors, mistakes, spelling errors. You don't want to spell the organization's name wrongly. You just want to now check all these things and ensure that they properly check out. They speak to everything you want to speak to, and they align properly. Once you're able to do this, I tell you, at least you will get increased call, because that's really what your resume will be able to. You get those calls, and when you get to interview and you ace it, with the grace of God, you're going to be getting your job. One of the things that you will get with the resume optimization ebook is that it highlights like some of the prompts that you can actually read. Like, you have a number of prompts in that you can use, and they will give you correct resume. They will give you proper, a resume that will stand out, that even the hiring manager will not be able to refuse, and they will be like, we want to have this person, we want to give this person a call. So that's one of the things that ebook will do, and so people get to have that for free. And when it's sending as well, you can always grab that as well to just ensure that you follow some of those prompts, and it helps you to get the best out of your resume. Another thing that also works like magic is prayer. See, let's just be sincere with ourselves. Favor stands you out in all these things. Lots of people are also like gaining knowledge, and it's just favor that stands you out. They're just interested. They just want to see you. They just want to speak to you. And God just make everything beautiful for you in his own time. You also want to like pray. And there's also this cultural fit as well. Particularly, some people go to these interviews or have these calls, and they are kind of still rigid, particularly because that's the way maybe the culture back home is. When you go for interview, you want to keep it prim and proper. There's a way things are done in the West. There's a way, like some of these interviews, there's a way that they want you to be. Chit chat is key for them. Even though you are going for an interview, they want those chit chat. They want you to like ease into the interview, right? So some of these things as well, I'll also be discussing further, how to like ace your interview, how to prepare for your interview using AI as well. If you want to see these videos, really, just drop them in the comments, and I am going to do those videos for you. If you also feel like I've missed out anything, or I'm not zooming in on some of the things that you would like me to really zoom in on, just drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to also zoom in on them. I'm just trying to not make this video so long so that we are able to like easily relate and easily watch it from start to finish. But if there's something you feel I've missed out, or something you feel I should talk more on, I will do that. The talent acquisition person as well, we are still in talks. And we'll also have, the person come on here to help us, throw lights from a professional standpoint, for some of the things that they do. If there's also any of these things that you have done, that you have used and has worked for you, please don't gatekeep information. Drop it in the comment. Let somebody also, pick from the things that you have done that has worked for you. Or maybe I didn't even mention them and you have done it and it works for you. Drop it in the comment as well. Let somebody pick it and be able to use that going forward to help them get their next job. Thank you so much if you have watched till this point. I hope you are subscribed, because I'm going to be dishing out a lot of juicy things really on this series. I hope you are subscribed. I hope you share it with somebody that wants, or that is at this phase of their life and they would like to take things to the next level. Until I come your way next, thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed. Bye.